Welcome back to Bizarre Bureau, the place where we peel back the layers of history to reveal the mysteries hidden beneath. Today, we're tackling one of the greatest enigmas of all time, the Ark of the Covenant. Was this golden chest merely a sacred relic? Or could it have been something far more advanced, something like an ancient power source? For over 3,000 years, the Ark of the Covenant has captivated imaginations. Described in the book of Exodus as a magnificent chest of acacia wood overlaid with pure gold, it was said to house the stone tablets inscribed with the Ten Commandments. But the descriptions don't stop there. They speak of incredible, almost supernatural powers. The Ark was said to part rivers, topple city walls, and strike down those who dared to touch it improperly. These accounts have led many to wonder, what exactly was this object? Was it just a symbol of fate, its power amplified through stories and belief? Or was it a tangible piece of lost technology? Let's first explore the traditional view. For countless believers, the Ark's power was divine, a direct manifestation of God's presence on earth. It was the ultimate sacred object, a physical link between the heavens and humanity. The intricate rituals and strict rules surrounding its handling weren't just about respect. They were about safely managing an object of immense spiritual energy. Think of it as a focal point for faith. The stories of its power, like the fall of Jericho's walls, weren't due to some physical blast, but were miracles performed by God, with the Ark serving as the conduit. In this light, the Ark is the heart of a covenant, a promise. Its power isn't in what it is, but in what it represents: divine presence, guidance, and protection. This perspective is powerful and has been the bedrock of faith for millennia. It explains the reverence, the fear, and the enduring legacy of the Ark. The detailed construction, the specific wood, the pure gold, the cherubim on top were all divinely ordained instructions, each element holding deep symbolic meaning. The tragedies that befell those who mishandled it, like Uzzah, who was struck down for trying to steady it, are seen as solemn reminders of the sacred boundary between the human and the divine. The power was real, but it was spiritual, not electrical. But then, there's another, more unconventional theory that has gained traction, one that looks at the Ark through the lens of modern science. This theory asks a provocative question. What if the biblical descriptions aren't just allegorical? What if they are literal descriptions of a sophisticated device? Let's break down the design. The Ark was a box made of acacia wood, a known insulator, covered inside and out with gold and excellent conductor. On top sat the mercy seat, a solid gold lid, flanked by two golden cherubim facing each other. This structure, two conductors separated by an insulator, sounds suspiciously like a capacitor, a fundamental component in electronics used to store electrical charge. Could the Ark have been an ancient electrical capacitor? Proponents of this theory, sometimes called the ancient reactor theory, suggest that the Ark could have collected and stored static electricity from the atmosphere, especially in the dry desert environment. The cherubim on top, with their outstretched wings nearly touching, could have acted as electrodes, creating a potential spark gap. If the charge built up to a sufficient level, it could have discharged with lethal force, which would explain the fate of anyone who touched it incorrectly. It would have been, in effect, a giant Leyden jar. This idea might sound like science fiction, but let's look at the evidence presented. The Bible describes a cloud and fire on the Ark, which some interpret as a plasma discharge or corona effect, a visible glow that can occur around highly charged objects. The Philistines, after capturing the Ark, suffered from what they described as plagues, tumors, and sickness. Could this have been radiation sickness? Some theories go even further, suggesting the Ark contained a radioactive element, perhaps a meteorite fragment, which would account for both its power and the illnesses it seemed to cause in those who got too close without proper protection. The priests who cared for the Ark, the Levites, wore specific linen garments and followed strict purification rituals. The ancient astronaut theory proponents suggest this wasn't just about spiritual purity, but physical safety. The linen garments might have prevented the buildup of static electricity on their bodies, and the breastplate worn by the high priest, adorned with 12 precious stones, could have been some form of protective or diagnostic tool. The detailed instructions for transporting the Ark using long poles, ensuring no one touched it directly, suddenly make perfect practical sense if you're dealing with a highly charged or radioactive object. So, we have two compelling, but radically different explanations. On one hand, the Ark is the ultimate symbol of faith, its power derived from God. The stories are miracles, testaments to a divine covenant. On the other hand, the Ark is a piece of lost ancient technology, a powerful electrical device, or even a small reactor. Its effects described in the only language available to the people of the time, the language of the divine and the miraculous. Could both be true in a way? Perhaps the how doesn't diminish the why. Even if the Ark was a physical device, who provided the blueprint? Believers would argue that the knowledge to build such an object could only have come from a divine source. This brings us back to the core of the mystery, the nature of the power itself. Whether you see it as spiritual energy or electrical energy, the accounts agree that the Ark was immensely powerful and dangerous. And that brings us to the ultimate question. Where is the Ark of the Covenant now? Its disappearance is a mystery as great as its existence. The last historical mention of it is before the Babylonian conquest of Jerusalem in 587 BC. When the temple was destroyed, the Ark vanished from the historical record. Did the Babylonians capture and destroy it? Or was it hidden away for safekeeping? There are countless theories about its location. One of the most famous claims comes from Ethiopia, where the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church maintains that the Ark is housed in a chapel in the town of Axum, protected by a single guardian monk who is the only person allowed to see it. According to their history, Menelik I, the son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba, brought the Ark from Jerusalem to Ethiopia for safekeeping. This claim is a cornerstone of their faith, but without independent verification, it remains a matter of belief. Other theories place the Ark elsewhere. Some believe it was hidden by the priests in a secret chamber beneath the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, where it remains to this day, waiting to be rediscovered. Others suggest it was taken by the Knights Templar during the Crusades and hidden somewhere in Europe. There are even theories that it's buried on Oak Island in Nova Scotia, or was taken to Egypt and is hidden in an undiscovered tomb. The truth is, no one knows for sure. The Ark of the Covenant vanished, leaving behind a legacy of faith, mystery, and speculation. So, what do we make of it all? Ancient reactor or symbolic power? The evidence for the reactor theory is circumstantial, based on interpreting ancient texts through a modern scientific lens. It's a fascinating thought experiment. The evidence for its symbolic power is historical and theological, woven into the very fabric of Judeo-Christian tradition for millennia. Perhaps the answer isn't one or the other. Maybe the Ark was a physical object with properties we don't fully understand, and its power was interpreted and revered as divine. Its true nature might be a blend of physics and faith, science and spirit. The enduring power of the Ark of the Covenant lies not just in what it was, but in what it continues to be, a symbol of ultimate mystery. It forces us to question the boundaries between myth and history, between belief and technology. Whether it was a divine channel, an alien artifact, or a clever piece of ancient engineering, its story continues to challenge and inspire us. What do you think? Was the Ark a divine mystery or a technological marvel? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the unknown at Bizarre Bureau. If you enjoy digging into this ancient enigma, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss our next exploration into the world's greatest mysteries. Until next time, stay curious.